Moremme, and welcome to a new episode of Konnakol 2020, the series in which I show you, teach you, or practice something about Konnakol every day of the year. I am Carlitos from Slovenia, and today we are going to finish the series of 3 tutorials that we started 2 episodes ago, explaining what transpired in the 104th episode spectacular, in which I performed alongside my teacher, Praveen Narayan, because that performance was of 3 very special compositions, one after the other. And today I'm going to explain everything about the third and last. But first, let's refresh our memory and hear how did that composition actually sound like. So yeah, that was cool. Anyway, let's look at the structure first. And as you probably guessed it, this third Theermanam, just like the second and the first in the recitation, in the performance, they share the same structure. So in terms of superstructure, if you want, this is 30, a phrase for 30, a gap of 3, another phrase for 30, another gap for 3, and finally another phrase for 30. That is the most classical structure for a Theermanam, in which you have one phrase that is repeated 3 times, and that phrase is of course of equal lengths, and then those 3 phrases are separated by one gap each, giving us 5 components. So that's typical Theermanam, and all 3 of these Theermanams have shared exact same superstructure. However, as we looked under the hood, as we go deeper, we see that this way of doing a 30 is different from yesterday's and from the first composition. So let's bring up the inner structure of all 3 compositions now and see what happens. I know these numbers look like a bunch of phone numbers. Remember phone numbers? And but you know, this is, to me, if you look a bit between the lines, you can see the beauty of Carnatic music at work here, of how we went, while keeping the same superstructure, from one particular inner structure to another and then to another, which might sound as something of an academic exercise, but it's actually, this is beautiful. This is super cool music, right? Anyway, over there you see there's a changes item here on screen. And what it means is that what happened from the first to the second to the third Theermanam. And you can see that our 777 that started in the first Theermanam, that phrase 777, that is technically called a Purvangam, it was reduced to be 555 in yesterday's Theermanam and today's to 333. Okay? And in order to compensate, of course, because the superstructure needs to always have a value of 30, what we did is that the second part of each line, which is the Uttarangam, that's why you have an U over there, went from 1 3 gap, 1 3 gap, 1 3 gap. It increased to 3 3 gap, 3 3 gap, 3 3 gap, and then for today's third and last Theermanam, it went to 5 3 gap, 5 3 gap, 5. So you really see how we are increasing a number by 2 in one part and then decreasing also by 2 in another part. It's super basic stuff, but to me it's always amazing that this evidently unquestionable basic stuff is super musical, right? I've struggled a lot back in the day when I was trying to compose things that, in order to try to compose from numbers instead of, from grooves on from beat. And this is right here. You can see how this is apparently done in a very calculated, calculated, cold way, so to speak, that these compositions are made. But at the same time, they are so cool. They are so groovy and everything. Anyway, sorry about that mild rambling. Let's look at how we're going to actually recite this. What are the syllables that we're going to use. And just like with the previous two Theermanams, in this time around, we also recited it differently each time. What I mean by that is that if you recall, Praveen starts the top phrase, then I answer with another phrase, with the middle phrase, and then we recite the third phrase together. Well, we don't exactly recite it in the same way because that would be boring. So what we do is that the first time we recite this, we are going to do for the 3-3-3 simply Thakita, Thakita, Thakita. Since it's different, that's why you have A, B, and C, just like with the previous two. You understand what's going on, right? And the Theermanam, the 5-3 gap, 5-3 gap, 5, it's simply going to be ThakitaThang, ThakitaThang, ThakitaThakita. So our good friend, the gap for 3 in lines 2 and 4 over there, it's still tang, no changes there. And then how about the 3-3-B? Well, we are increasing the density in exactly the same way as we did in the past two Theermanams, because don't forget, this is like a whole composition. You want to have some sort of constant variation. The way that you variate in a way is constant. It's not haphazard. So the 3-3-B is ThakitaThom, ThakitaThom, ThakitaThom. And the 3-3-3-C is going to be ThakitaThaka, ThakitaThaka, ThakitaThaka. This is a new way of reciting 3. This is the first time that we see it. It's really one of the simplest in a way, and it's a lot of fun to recite this. ThakitaThaka, ThakitaThaka, ThakitaThaka. Really. Anyway, as always, italics, I'm just looking at that. Italics means that it's a double speed. That's one part of my convention in how to transcribe these compositions. And I'm thinking I'm going to do at some point down the line a video about transcriptions, about what is my preferred method, because I'm quite proud about that. So why not? It's my series. Let's look at the transcription right now and let's admire the beautiful colors, which they're not only pretty, they also indicate where do all phrases start and end. Just like with yesterday, we're using the same colors. So in red for the first phrase, in orange for the second, in yellow for the third, in purple for the second part, for the Theermanam included in each phrase, and white for the gaps in between. You can also see that all referenced below. So if you're ready, let's go count off half a cycle of Aditalam, and we do this. Taka dimi, taka juno, taka dimi, taka juno, takita, 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 taka ThakitaThang, taka ThakitaThang, taka ThakitaThang. ThakitaThom, 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 Taka ThakitaThang, Taka ThakitaThang, Taka ThakitaThang, ThakitaThaka, 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 Taka ThakitaThang, Taka ThakitaThang, Taka ThakitaThang. So it is much more understandable when you recite this at a normal tempo, right? Yeah, because when we record this, it was all, Takita, 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 Taka ThakitaThang, Taka ThakitaThang, Taka ThakitaThang, and you perhaps don't know exactly what's going on. That's kind of like the point. Anyway, that's all for today. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you understood, if there's something that is not clear. Am I going too fast? Am I over-explaining? Let me know, because I am, just like you, learning about this as I go. Anyway, you are welcome to subscribe to the YouTube channel, to like my page book, to like my page on Facebook. And follow me on all the networks and all that, because, why not? Please indulge my ego, follow me. So that's all. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.